Welcome on in, everybody. It's time. It's time for another wonderful, wonderful day. Another awesome podcast. If you're listening to us live, you are a channel member. So thank you all so much for being a channel member and for continuing to support my channel here. It's always appreciative, and I'm always very thankful to have you here. And if you are watching the VOD, thank you for checking out the podcast and the episode today. Thank you for being here for another installment of. You have to start it because I realize that if you do it first, I do it, then it syncs up. So you have to do it first. All right.
Got it.
3, 2, 1.
What?
Come and
shoot. What is the jingle?
What
wait,
do you mean?
I got it.
What do you
I don't know. I came up with it and I blanked.
All right.
I blanked.
Ready.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Common
Language in the morning. Okay.
We'll see if we got it.
We'll see. Hopefully we got
I jumped the gun there on purpose to see maybe if I start a second before you.
Yeah. The second I see your mouth move to say common, I'm already in there. I try to sync myself up with it and I'm ready. Because if I do it and then you do it, it doesn't sync. But if you do it, then I do it. It syncs on my recording for the thing. So we'll see. We'll see if that works out. You know what? We're not geniuses. We are simply just people who like a little jingle every now and again. You know what I'm saying? So
I know. I like brain freeze there.
I was like, see, that's what happens. We skip 1 week and now we just forget the jingle entirely. We forget what's happening. But welcome on in. Hopefully you all are having a fantastic day today. It's another week in Flesh and Blood. Another week to talk about several things, right? Obviously, we don't dive too deep into CC meta, but, you know, for the sake of it, I know that we did have, the RTN season started. So for those of you going to your RTNs, hopefully you had a good time. Hopefully you're going to many more and you're planning to have a good time there too. But yeah, outside of that, how was your weekend, Fab? I'm going to go let my cat out while you tell everybody about your weekend, Fab.
I didn't really have a weekend, Fab. So last night is always our night that we do it. Our casual night, unfortunately, I wasn't able to go. So I've just been doing I have just been doing Talishar. Very short week. His cat apparently loves to take forever to get out of that room. I understand. While he's doing that, I was driving out of my driveway, and I have an outdoor cat, and my cat decided that now was a good time to come and meow at my car while I'm trying to drive away.
Oh, did I miss some fun stuff?
Probably. I was telling stories about my cat.
I tell you, it's like every time I start this thing up, I'm like, okay, cool. Cat's asleep. No issues whatsoever. The second I go to close that door, they're like, oh, but I wanted to be outside. Okay.
Yeah, right. Well, I was just saying my cat, we were late for school. So we're running into the car. And my cat, I have an outdoor cat, decided now was a good time to run into our driveway and meow at us to do whatever. And I was like, cat.
Now is not the time.
Goodbye. So I called my wife because my wife was here, and I was like, hey, Pumpkin needs some attention. Because when we were driving off, he's literally sitting in the driveway just meowing.
Oh, like, no, don't leave.
So yesterday he didn't come in at all because now he's turned into an outdoor cat. He did not come in at all yesterday, and I think he was missing some love. He doesn't even like. He loves being petted. Like, don't get me wrong, but he also just likes to be in the chaos and just like sit there in the chaos and like not have people touch him, but just like chill there. So I think he was just missing chaos.
There you go. So certainly a lot of chaos. So that's that is cat's ways of doing it. One cat I have is just like chill as hell. He'll love on you. He does not care about people's personal space. He wants to be in it all the time. My other cat is like, don't touch me. You can play with me, and like I'll love to chase around a toy, but like don't try to cuddle me. I won't really try to cuddle you except for like there's like a 15-minute window in the day, and you'll never know when, but like there's a 15-minute window in the day in which she cuddles up to you and is just like, I would like to fall asleep on your lap, please. And I'm like, this is just do this more. Just do this more often. But that is how it is. But yeah, well, I mean, at least as far as my fab week, I did go to an RTN Sunday.
I was gonna ask because there's no RTN in my area.
There's only 5 in Colorado entirely, including the one that we kind of put. So there's a store in Wyoming that's like a 4-hour drive from here. It's a really great store, and a lot of people from Colorado end up trying to go up there normally. Small-ish store, but it's still big enough to host a lot of people. And it's usually a fun little trip that a lot of us tend to take. I took it last PQ season. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, we only have 5, and I was an idiot, and I'm still kind of kicking myself for this. I planned to go to like multiple, at least like 3. And I was like, okay, cool. This will be perfect. I'll sign myself up for all of them. It'll be good. I never signed myself up for any of them. I knew one of them was going to cap pretty early because it's a small store. Completely forgot to even sign up for it. So that has like a 10-person wait list. I can't get on that thing. I'm not going to be able to go. But another store just had a cap of like, I don't know, like 60 some people or something. And they have a wait list. So I'm like, okay, like that's crazy. Yeah, because to put it in perspective, the one I went to on last Sunday, it was an RTN that initially had already been told that it was capped out because they just had a lot of signups. But I talked to the owner the day before when I went there for casual night, and I said, hey, what are the odds I can get put on the wait list and just happen to be there? And he let me know that it's not really so much that it's a wait list. It's that they don't want to keep it fully open, because if they get more than 64 people, like they can't seat anybody else in the entirety of the store. And so 64 is a very hard cap. So they're trying to like soft cap it at like 50 something. But they had 54 people sign up at the day before. And the day of, I was able to get in, as well as a couple other people. And we ended, the final tally for the day was 55 people at our RTN on Sunday. So huge RTN, huge RTN. I mean, a lot of people there. I'm not sure how familiar you are with people in the Flesh and Blood competitive scene, but Mercy Bickle, one of the world finalists, is local to us.
Yep.
And so she was there. Brian Lorenz, just a bunch of like absolute insane players in Flesh and Blood there at the event. And so I played, I initially was going to play Gravy. I ended up playing Arachne Huntsman instead, because I was like, I'm more comfortable with the hero, and I think that overall it might be not a bad pick to play.
Yep.
I won't get into the hyper details because I'm just going to make a different video about it, but I went 3-3, so I didn't top 8, but it was 3 wins in a row, undefeated at round 4, and then round 4 it was just loss, and so I was like, okay, well,
all the good players.
Yeah, that's as I hit the good players, and also the unfortunate part too is that there were so many warriors in the room, and I dodged every one of them, and I hated that because I definitely wanted to play into more warrior. I played. There were 3 Jarl at the event. I played into all 3 Jarl, all 3 of them. I played
So you just had
1 Jarl in round 1, 1 Jarl in round 3, and then the last Jarl in round 6. And I was just like, okay. But my 2 biggest losses were to a deck that is really kind of like I have to hope my opponent doesn't draw very well early. And I have to hope that I at least see my hunter hunted early enough and I get good hits, and that's Prism. I can't really do super well into Prism on Huntsman.
Yep.
I've beaten them before. I just recently, even last night I played at the Armory that we go to, and I went 3-0. I went undefeated at our Armory. And one of my matches was into a Prism. So it can be done. I just, better players. This just happens to be, I put a lot of faith into knowing how to play into the deck, because that's why I've played Illusionist, I played Prism for a long time, so maybe not a long time, but at least enough to where I get it. But it's a very interesting build. I like Huntsman. I think I'm probably gonna, if you're watching my channel in a regular basis, you're probably gonna see more Huntsman content, at least regarding that. It's going to be like the hero I'm going to try and break locally. It'll probably be the hero I try to break to other people, because people want to see Mount Huntsman. So I think I'm fine to do that.
Huntsman is a good. He's a good. I think Huntsman, he just needs like 1 or 2 more pieces, and I feel like he'll actually be.
It's what everybody says for all their favorite heroes, right?
No, I know, but
if I only had one more piece.
Hunter or Hunted did so much for that deck.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's literally such an insane card.
One card turned that into a B tier hero.
I'd say it turned into an A tier hero, and that's like not even. It's not even bias. I mean, genuinely, I think it's like, not only do assassins get such an insane pool of cards, but like, sure, I have to pitch a blue to block 4, which sucks, right? Not a great rate. But when you hit all 3 copies of Felling of the Crown off the top of the deck, when you hit all 3 copies of Channel Lake Frigid, when you hit when you hit 4 Herald of Protection out of the deck, when you hit all of your opponent's Blade Runners out of their deck, you just get good. Like, if your Hunter Hunteds don't hit, it's not always the end of the world, but they usually hit something. And if they hit something and then you get more than 1 card from their deck on a Hunter Hunted, it's in a great spot. I mean, I really do. I really, really, really do think it's a very powerful card. I wish it cost 0. But let's be honest, I think that would be way too broken. I think
what is that? A 3? It's a blue 3 block.
It's a blue 4 block.
It's a blue 4 block.
Yeah.
Right. So I really.
So if it was, Shelter that allowed me to rip cards from my opponent's deck, or a Sink Below that allowed me to rip cards from my opponent's deck, that'd be insane. But I know that's just an impossible feat to do. You can't be making all that happen for 0. At that point, you'd have to make it like a legendary specialization or something, or whatever the hell. But it's a great card. I'm probably going to do some more tinkering with it. I'm going to try and figure out Pummel Arachne Huntsman. We're going to see if that does anything into the deck to choose some stuff around, because a lot of my stuff that comes in for 2 threatens more disruption. And if I can threaten even more disruption, right? Surgical Extraction plus Pummel does a lot. So we'll see how that works out. But that's for future videos and stuff. So but yeah, other than that, Casual Night was pretty good. We just did a lot of testing for stuff. And then what else did we do? Not too much. I think that's pretty much it. Most of what happened. The rest of the weekends are probably going to be visiting RTNs. I'm going to be like super busy this week. Tonight I'm going to another armory, because one of our locals' girlfriends wants to learn more about Sage, and so I'm going there to kind of give all the details about it. Then we have Wednesday. I don't know. I might be going to play Fab with some buddies over at a bar. Thursday, I have another podcast I have to record. Friday is finally a day that I can sit down and just do nothing, and then it's the weekend again. So let's hope this week goes by fast. That's all we can do. But
yeah. No, I think this. Yeah, so for the Sage, are you bringing some decks with you then?
Yeah, I'm just gonna bring my battle box and kind of bring everything there, and that's the thing. I don't know. I would assume that she knows a lot about Flesh and Blood already, because her girlfriend, our local, shout out to Saren, doesn't shut up about Fab. Loves Fab. So I'd only assume that she's aware of the game and its entirety, probably. So we'll see. I mean, I'm assuming it's just kind of the concept of, again, you get to play for cheap. They're fast games, so you don't have to dedicate a whole lot of time directly to playing them. And it's a way for her to, share a common thing with her partner, and that's really cool. So
Yeah, no, for sure.
yeah.
I know once Sage comes out, I think I'm going to try to get most of the decks, if
Yeah.
not all. It might take me some time to collect them all just because budgetary
Yeah,
constraints.
exactly.
So I was like, I'm kind of planning over several weeks of just kind of snagging a deck or two
Yeah, just picking up a
every week.
few, not the end of the world, right? I mean, they're going to be $20.
Yeah,
So I've already locked
yeah,
myself in for a case of pen with our locals. So
nice.
I'm going to be getting a whole case of pen. That's going to be insane. I've got $80 in store credit for me to also get another box probably by the time that pen comes out.
Hmm.
Just need a couple more wins at Armory Nights, and I can get some more store credit. Pen's going to be a crazy set. I'm very excited to open it and do all that stuff there.
It's gonna be. Was trying to work with my LGS because they're not sure how much they're gonna get. So I was like,
Mhm.
hey, can we work a deal on getting bulk?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
What?
Yeah.
Like, because I'm like, I don't care about all the hits and the
Right.
special packs and things
This
like that. I just care about the bulk and
and
building the
this is a
cards.
set that's going to
Decks I want.
really care about the bulk. Like
Yes,
the rares and the commons that come out of this are going to be not thrown away into the garbage, at least for the first
it's
month,
wild.
right? But it is going to be it's going to be really really cool. I'm very excited for that.
I think the other thing
Yeah,
too for us because we do a lot of limited, and this is not a limited set, so I'm
right,
like, I'm really not going to be opening much of this
right.
in general. So that's why I was like, hey, can we do a deal on bulk or
Yeah, just at
whatever?
least like
What is that?
get the bulk right, so that
Like
way,
even just a case of bulk, like
right.
something like that, so I could just start building things. Uh, I know when you were gone, I was saying one thing I was saying was so last night I unfortunately didn't get to go to casual night.
Hmm.
I had to cancel kind of last minute. Uh, I, I know I've said this on here, but if people don't know, my son has type 1 diabetes.
Hmm.
It's kind of a newer past few months, and he was just high all day. Like where we couldn't even see it, it was just
Hmm.
high. Which means it's over 400.
That's bad.
So, yep. So we were working on getting it down. We finally got it down, and I was like, I don't feel comfortable going. Like
Yeah.
if we had to go to the hospital or
You've
something, like
got
I'm
you've
not
got
gonna
family
go.
matters to do. That's far more important than going to
Oh
casual
yeah.
night.
So we didn't stream. I got one more next week. Hopefully, be able to go, and then the week after that, my folks are in town, so I won't be going to that.
There you go.
But also, I've been playing not a ton, but I've been playing games here and there with Lexi, which I
Hmm.
know we talked a bunch
Yep.
about last week. That deck is so much fun, and like I don't know. The more I play it, the more I'm like, I love this deck. Like this deck is so much fun, and I've been getting down to kind of the because I don't usually sit on a deck for very long, and I'm
Right.
starting to like figure out like, oh, this is how I want to play against this class. Because a lot of times,
Hmm.
like, let's throw us to the wall. We'll see how it works.
Yeah.
Um, I will say it's still hard. Like even though like against Guardian, I do run the full snapshot build. It's still hard to get through the block slop. Like, as much as I want to be like, it's not hard. It's still hard.
It's very
I'll
hard.
occasionally get like a good setup to go through because the main issue is if I don't get you kind of you run the you when you're doing snapshot you either have to kind of make the decision from the get-go of hey I'm gonna pitch away and try to pitch stack my snapshots or you have to go for the risk and they don't line up
Hmm.
and most of the time like I'm going for the risk and if they don't line up you're just kind of screwed because like once you start going for the risk like you have to commit to it
Hmm.
and so occasionally it'll line up occasionally it won't occasionally you'll get a hand where you draw 3 snapshots in it and you're like perfect.
Like there it
um
is. That's what we need.
There it is. That's why I had one hand where like I had a Skizik in my arsenal, and then I drew 3 snapshots and just ice card. All my ice cards are yellow or below, and so I was
Uh,
like, oh, I don't have it, and so I was like, oh, let me just pop the hood and get the Skizik back into my hand, and then we'll go.
it's insane. Yeah, because I mean, quite literally, you just get to flip, get a go again thing, draw a card, and then just go, okay, cool.
Yes.
Like we're gonna put this away.
And then
Like,
you're just like, I'm just gonna drop Skizik back in there for my next turn.
yep.
So really fun deck. Same with with Ira, I feel like it's kind of 50-50 because Ira comes down to um can I get my control fast enough? Because quite frankly, they can most of the time out aggro you,
Right.
or they'll have like more control, that sort of thing. And so I have like a lot of ice in my deck, and so it's like, when do I hit my if I hit my ice card sooner? Am I able to actually get them out?
Right.
Like, and so it turns into that of, can I get my if I can get my control off within like turn one, like my first or second turn, because a lot of times they'll make me turn zero. So
Right.
within those two, if I can start getting it out, it can go in your favor. But like I had one, I was facing off, and it ended up going down to 1-1.
Uh-huh.
Of course, against the Ira, you lose. But
Yeah.
I almost pulled it off. But they did 18 damage to me on their turn one. I had turned zero, and then they came back. I did like 3 damage. They came back and did 18 damage to me.
That's
So
crazy.
I had to like block out a couple things. No, not 18. It was 15 because they got me down to 8.
Uh-huh.
And I did a block in there. So went down to 8. Yeah, so it was 15 damage, but it was like heavy. That's still a lot.
Right.
That's still a lot coming at you.
It is still a
And then
lot.
I was able to turn it back around and couldn't quite break through because at the end of the day, like essentially against you, they're starting at 24
Yeah.
because of all the armor. Anyways,
Mhm.
I digress. It's just a really fun deck. I've had an absolute blast with it. So it's been a good time.
Good.
I think that's going to be what I focus on.
Yeah, that's your
Um,
list. That's your
that
fave.
yeah, that's going to be what I go into season 1.
Yeah, I think I still want to I still definitely want to keep Decimator Olympia as my deck.
Mm-hmm.
I think it just like is the direct counter to Guardian, which we know we're going to see a
Mm-hmm.
lot of.
Yep.
And like it can deal with aggro sometimes, but it's not like the best at it. I'm still also thinking about putting Pummel in that deck,
Mm.
but because then it
And
would
your
deal with
list is
aggro.
a little bit different too. I like the way yours does because you have you obviously swing axe, but I also like what you have in. I feel like you have a lot more attack actions in
Yeah.
there than
Hmm.
normal than
Yeah.
some lists I've seen, which I think is really cool. Like it
Yeah.
makes it more interesting to me.
It's kind of cool to have. I mean, just because like at the end of the day, sending a 2 card 7 is still really powerful in
Yeah.
when the late game happens in like 4 turns. Like you're like, okay, cool. When I send 7 at you, like I can send 4 that makes it awkward to block and you take 2 damage, or I can send 7, force 2 cards out of your hand, and then we have to deal with a different thing. Or you just take 7, and if you take 7, it's like
Yeah.
sweet, right? That's awesome for me. But that's also where I'm thinking like the amount of times I've had cards in my hand where I'm just like I have IP'd like several times, just
Mm-hmm.
sending like a Fighting Spirit, and my opponent being like, cool, okay, 7 vanilla, I'll just block 3, take 4. I'm gonna deal 18 damage to you on my next turn, and I can just go pummel. And then
Yeah.
I use my whole hand.
You can
I
run
pummel the
blue
card.
pummels.
Yeah, you can run blue pummels. You can run. I mean, I'll probably run blue and red just to kind of see how it works and see which one works best.
Yeah.
I think if I am going to run, at first I'm going to try removing one of the attack actions, and then just putting in red pummels to replace it. So it's a red for red. I don't have to worry about the curve. But because I also don't want to lose a lot of my block value, right? Because my block value is pretty important over the course of it. Although Steelblade Shunt does most of that work, but it's a deck I'd like to really like put a lot of effort into. So we'll see if that tracks
Yeah.
out and Olympia ends up doing well enough. But it's either that or I play Terra, right? Or I do some
Yeah.
block
Do
stop
some
thing,
block stop.
right? That's pretty much the case there. But I think Olympia has some pretty good play into a lot of things. Just being able to Steelblade Shunt's just such a cool card, and I think
Yeah.
it's just like so relevant unless you're going into like a wizard, and then it's like okay, sure,
Or a
like
ranger because
yeah,
they don't use weapons either.
yeah,
You,
well,
you
yeah.
still like you still
Well,
can block all with it.
I was like, a ranger is still super great. A wizard though, I like the fact that I'm running 6 of them. It's hard for me to replace all 6 of the cards in my deck that are D reacts. 8 actually. 10 actually. 10 cards in my deck that are D reacts. For other cards that are not, so that I could present more stuff going on. So I need to just do some things again. Once we find out what season 1 of Sage looks like, we're gonna obviously I'll make some tweaks and some changes to see how that works.
Yeah.
But that'll be then. That's future Alex. That's future Alex's problem.
Yes, 100%.
Current Alex is not worried about all that. Current Alex is like, just play what you want, have fun. That's what it's about. So,
well, I think the biggest thing too, like when I've been playing with it, because when it first, obviously when Sage was announced, I was on Briar. I was having an absolute blast on Briar. I definitely miss playing Briar, and then Briar just got very uninteresting as the format developed. Briar just, I mean, she just got uninteresting. It's like, here's a bunch of reds, and we're gonna do all this. Whereas I was like, I was doing a Lightning Earth build, which I thought was interesting. It just wasn't as consistent, but like it made you think. It had some stuff. Whereas now it's just like, oh, this is what my hand
dude does. I will have you know,
and I just won't block.
We had the discussion about Fatigue Briar, and I think I've ran into like 3 Fatigue Briars on Talishar so far now. Like, it's just like it's like all of a sudden every Briar I go against who has pivoted to Evergreen Fatigue, and I'm just like,
that's not good.
What happened? I'm just like, what happened? Why are we doing this? Like, we don't need to be doing all this. Just play your good reds. Like, play your good reds. Send 20 damage at your opponent. Why would you not want to do that? Like, that's the way.
The reason why Fatigue Briar doesn't work, and it took me a little bit to realize this, is the fact of it basically feels like a Guardian. And the reason why Fatigue Briar did work before, like say in Clash, is you get the split damage. But because Scythe isn't legal, I would love to see Scythe come in as a rare. I'm not gonna lie. I would love to see it go down. I think it's not cool. Too OP. Like, I think it's about the perfect amount. But yeah, like that's ultimately what it is. You don't have any split damage when you're running Fatigue Briar, and so therefore you might as well just play Terra.
Right.
At that point. And they just have so many better blocks. Like the fact that they just have a yellow 4 block and they have a bunch of them, like that's essentially what you're trying to do. You're trying to make a bunch of 4 blocks. And like, well, you don't even have to hit. You don't even have to go through the hoops with Briar. And then on top of that, you don't get the split damage that you want. And so it's not good.
Right.
Like that's essentially why. And I think what's happening is it's people wanting to play Briar, but they're getting bored with the current iteration of Briar. So like I would love to see Briar kind of expand. That's why I've been enjoying Lexi, because I'm doing once again kind of a duel where I have like a really good balance of ice with lightning, so you get the big damage, and then going in, getting in 9 to 12 damage and ending on an Arctic incarceration. Super fun. Sure, I lose 4 damage out of that, but here's 3 frostbites.
Yeah, here's 3 frostbites. You pass your turn, like.
Yeah, like I did against the chain. Once again, I don't feel like I'm playing as good enough chains, but a lot of times I'll sequence it so that I get a bunch of damage that they have to decide, like, okay, am I going to block early? And then so that's what I did. I got in about 8 damage, give or take.
Right.
And then I dropped in a I just dropped in one of my go again arrows. I forget which one. I drew up an ice card, so I played it. He had to discard a card from his hand or pitch it, and then played my go again. Oh no, that's what it was. I played Icequake into a handful of stuff, so I had like 3 attack Icequake into 3 attack actions. Ripped a card from their hand when I drew up that one. So I ended up taking his whole hand, because he was. This was like turn 2, so he had 2. He was about to banish 2 cards right on his turn. I gave him an Icequake. I ripped the last card that I knew he wanted to use in case Icequake hit. I ripped that last card out of his hand. And so he got 2 really good cards, banished 2 really good cards, but he had a Frostbite because he got hit by one.
I'm telling you.
And no cards in hand. Instant quit. I was like, you have 18 life.
That's the thing.
I ripped the cards from his hand because of the way he wanted to block.
Right.
And here's a Frostbite, so you can't do your stuff. And so now he has to pass his turn and take 2 blood dead and instant quit. And I was like, that feels so good.
Ice is crazy. Ice, just being able to rip cards, like I'm very excited to see what they print, because that's the other thing, right? When you think about it, the fact that we know that Frostborn Sheath, or whatever the hell that thing is an elemental card, right? That has Ice Bond in it, right? But what are the odds that they print new ice cards for the game, right?
I,
Like
I
that would
yeah.
be something that would be very interesting to see if they're going to print new ice cards because, you know, if the set is mainly for pen, then there's everything. I mean, you can print new Mystic cards, you can print new ice cards, you can print new.
There's some sort of Mystic cards because they've shown off like some of the art, and we
Yeah,
saw
Enigma's on
what's
there.
her
Like,
face? We saw Enigma on there.
mm-hmm. So I don't know. I mean, I'm very very curious if it's going to be what we're going to actually see. But if we
Yeah,
get to see actually something of every talent and every class, that would be super cool. It's a really big set, so I'm expecting
it's a
things
really
to be
big
like
set.
that.
Well, I just
But
think like I'm looking at it, I'm like, I think Runeblade, maybe they'll give us a couple things, but I don't think they need. Excuse me, they need a lot of help. I think they're in a fantastic spot,
mhm.
obviously, as we see.
But they're going to
Chain,
get
Briar,
stuff.
they'll get a couple things. Um, I know we talked about this last time. I was like, I don't want Chain to get anything. I was like, well,
Mhm.
please don't print any more Runeblade. I was like, oh, well, Runeblade actually in general is probably safe. It's the shadow cards that is not safe. So don't print good. Don't give us any Runeblade shadow cards. Maybe give us a couple Runeblade cards because I think Viserai needs just like a little bit of help. But
Yeah.
like I'm okay. Like it's one of those like I feel like the meta right now, like Chain is going to be dominant. I think he's still going to be dominant
Mhm.
even with that stuff. Icelander is like just needs I think a couple pieces to be like a little bit dominant. Like
Yeah.
I've played against Icelander a handful of times. I think people have been starting to figure out her builds and how to play her because really what it is this. If you look at Icelander, we're used to being able to play non-attack out of our arsenal
Right.
and then still pinging you for 3.
Yeah.
So like most of the blue cards that you put in arsenal are actually like control-y cards or things like that, like draw cards, right? Like we'll play the what's it call it, the one that gives dominate.
Polar
What did I
Blast.
forget? Polar Blast, right? Like it's not good, but it's hey, I play Polar Blast out, you get an ice card, and then I'll just ping you for 3. Like that was the sequencing of it.
Right.
Now that you don't have a pinging weapon, it's a buffing weapon
Right.
on her. It makes I think I think the deck builders are finally adjusting for that because I think a lot of people immediately switched into like, oh, we need to get rid of all of those cards in there. But now I'm starting to see people play a little bit more of those cards of like the ice card that lets you look at their hand and pull a 0 out if it's fused.
Brain freeze.
Brain freeze. I've been seeing more brain freeze because we have right. I know.
It's just all
So
in my
you know
head.
what's hilarious?
I
You
know
ready?
nothing.
I'm
I know
about
nothing else except cards for Flesh and
brain
Blood.
freeze. I know. But here's what's hilarious is when I watch people on streams and things like that, and they struggle to name the cards, and I immediately know what they're talking about. I'm like, how do you struggle with that? And then when I go to name them, I can't name them. But like when someone else goes to name them, I know exactly what they are
Uh-huh.
and all of that. Like I just, it doesn't. It's a
You put
yeah.
on the spot. You put on the
I
spot.
karma's a bitch,
Oh
and I
my
deserve
god, that's so funny. Just being like, of course, how do you not know what that is? And it's like,
it.
wait a minute, no.
Every time,
I
and then
wouldn't
when I
eat.
go to say it, I just
All right,
I
you're gonna
cannot.
catch me casting a game, and I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, of course. This card, the one that oh my god, I can't think of the name. The
I
one
can
that
think of the picture. I can tell you
yeah.
the text on it, but I can't give you the goddamn
Yeah.
name.
Oh god. What a time.
But yeah, like I've been like seeing Icelander. I'm like, she's like almost there. I hope I'm kind of I'm hoping either a because I love Icelander and I know a lot of people love Icelander. I'm hoping that either a they print a new weapon for her in this set.
Yeah.
Maybe even just something that pings for 1. Like it doesn't have to be anything crazy.
Yeah, even
Like
just
maybe just
one
something
point.
that pings for 1.
But I
Like
guess
just 1
theoretically,
point.
right? Like that's just Crucible already, right?
Uh, well, Crucible can only be so Crucible is basically amp 1, but it's not. It doesn't actually
Right.
ping for 1. But what I'm saying is like maybe they make like a waning moon, but like, hey, it's just you ping for 1, not on your turn or something.
Yeah.
Like something like that. But then I'm always just like, I don't know. Like I think Crucible is fine. What I do hope that they do, if they say like, hey, she's gonna keep Crucible, what I do hope is they give us alternate art.
Oh, you
Hate
want
coming
the
down with a
frost
fire
crucible.
weapon when I'm playing Icelander.
That's right.
cannot I cannot that's
Well,
partially like why I won't play Icelander because I'm like I cannot come in here with a fire weapon.
you'll be the first person to commission the ice variety of Crucible of Aetherweave.
Oh, I'm already working on it.
Look at that. It's in the
I'm
works.
literally it's on my agenda too. Part of it is I want to see what they do. So if they
Right.
come out with a new weapon, if they do not come out with a new weapon or new art that I can easily get, I
Right.
am going to cut out a card
Yeah.
and give it. I'm going to cut out a Crucible of Aetherweave and then put a Frostbite background, and we're gonna call it good.
Close enough.
It's
That's
happening.
exactly it. I mean, that's the thing. I think Icelander is pretty good. We have a local who's just getting into, well, not just getting into Sage, but they've been wanting to play Icelander and Sage for a while. They were playing Icelander in LL for a bit, and now they're playing Icelander in Sage, and they love playing Icelander. And
Yeah.
so it's super cool. This is a player that was not playing Icelander. They were not playing Fab back when Icelander was legal in CC.
Oh, okay.
So they love playing Icelander now. And it's just like, it's a very good hero. I mean, I still think even at the end of the day, something that they get to do is you get another Voltic Bolt by playing
Hmm. Yep.
Ice Bolt, right? Like Ice Bolt
Yep.
is still super good, and sometimes the blue versions of those give your opponent Frostbite. Like
Yes.
that's pretty good if you can disrupt on those levels. And so like I recently spoilers for a video that I probably will post, I don't know, maybe today. My Olympia video that I did, I showcased it on the channel, and I was just like, okay, cool, I'm going to do my Olympia for A to Z, and I paired
Yep.
into an Icelander, and I'm just like, this is going to suck. This is going to suck a lot,
Yeah.
because Icelander being able to send Burn Bear like 9 times over the course of a game, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty good. Like, I don't really care about the Frostbite. It's that I'm only bringing AB3 because why the hell would I bring anything else?
Yeah.
And I can always AB3, but what I can't do is, if I get down to 3 life and you're sending an ice, your last red ice bolt at me, I didn't get Aether Ice Veined once over the course of the whole game. But I did get hit for 6 every single time, and so it was like, all right, that is gonna hurt me, right? Just it's a very comfortable keep a blue, pitch it into Crucible, pay 2 into Voltic Bolt, pay 2 into Ice Bolt, pay 2 to Emeritus Scalding for 6 or whatever the frig. It's just insane. Very very good card.
I've noticed, so they tend to go into snapback builds, is what I've been noticing. A lot more snapback. And I've also been noticing, where they're doing big. It's going more wizard and less of the attack actions into wizard
Correct.
stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what losing Waning Moon essentially forces you to make a decision.
Yeah.
Do I want to be more attack actiony, or do I want to be more more arcane? And I think a lot of them are going more towards arcane because there is enough, especially with Guardians, there's enough block slop out there that will just kind of stop you.
Yeah.
It just kind of like, oh, hey, you threw 8 at me. Cool. Here's 2 cards to block 8.
Yep.
And now I'm gonna swing 7 back at you.
Yeah.
And so they're adjusting. Even like with Guardian, right? They go, I'm gonna block 8 from your big thing, and then I'm gonna throw a sledge at you for 6. So we're seeing that where it's making wizards be a little bit more wizardy.
Yep.
Relying a little bit more on arcane, which I think is great. I think that's a good spot
really,
to be.
I mean, it's a really helpful place. Also, like Kano does a huge amount of stuff. Like if you've never played into a Kano on Sage, it's
oh my god.
I mean, you still have
it's scary every turn. You're just like, oh, what's gonna happen?
Potion of Deja Vu and Energy Potion are rares that you can play inside of that deck. Like that's part of combo stuff. Like that's what you need to see. You get to still put your pitch stack on the top part of your deck and then be able to Kano these things. Like sure, you don't like Gaze the Ages or whatever, but like it's still pretty good. You get Aether Spindle, you still get to send that for 6. Your opponent's only going to be able to AB3 probably, so you're still going to be able to opt 3. You have Cindering Foresight, which is such a good card, allows you to opt and also amp. It's just it's just good. I think it's a really really good hero. So I do think that we're probably on the rise of seeing wizards again at the top tables.
I think so.
But yeah, so we'll see about that. What we should do.
I know we did not plan to have tangents
Yeah,
on this, but
we talked a
I think
little,
that was a fun. I
but
think that was a
hey,
fun conversation to just kind of like
exactly.
show people that there's more than just Chain and Sage
Yes.
right now, and that there is a lot of actually decent heroes that can slow down Chain. Like sometimes, sure, he's
Hmm.
just gonna get the nuts. Like that's just gonna happen.
Yeah.
And that's part of Sage. It can be very explosive, but I've been just noticing kind of a rise of just kind of a little bit more control stuff, and people just help refining those a little bit better. And I
Yeah.
do think that it is worth, checking out your favorite hero. Grab your favorite hero that you like and try it out in Sage because sure, we definitely have the meta decks, but it took me a little bit to figure out how to like when I was playing Lexi, I was playing against a lot of the meta decks.
Hmm.
Every time I'd go off meta, I would lose. I finally have like control over the deck and have it the way I want. But it took a little while, and I
Yeah.
think those off meta decks will will do well. It's just, we all get in tune of like, oh, but it didn't hit top 8. Who cares?
Who
Grab
cares?
it,
Who
take it to
cares?
Talishar, take it to your Sage tonight.
The fact that people can still play, we can still have people who come to RTNs and play Betsy, and we all know
Yep.
damn well Betsy ain't going to be making any top 8 for anything for a while, except for what happened in the PQ season last time. I think a Betsy did get a win at a PQ, but most people are not that individual. And so when you say, oh, okay, well, like Betsy top tier, what, blah, 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 it's like, it's not, don't like, listen, just play your favorite hero, play whatever you want, get good. That's what makes a specialist. Specialists are crazy good at this game. So it's kind of what I'm doing with Huntsman, right? Huntsman is not a very S tier hero, but they're a hero enough to where I can go, oh, you're a good hero with good cards in your deck. What if I ripped 12 cards from your deck that were good cards? And now what? What are you going to do now? You have 12 cards left in your deck and you ran a clean 60. Anyway, different topic. What we should be talking about is the main topic of today for a little bit here, which is collecting because you're playing a budget format.
Yes.
So something that is very near and dear to my heart is being able to collect stuff. I love collecting little pack rat, little dragon with his horde. I've got so many cool things as far as cards that I've gotten from being a content creator, but those are more so because I was a content creator and less so much because I was I was playing budget formats. A lot of what I've collected now is stuff for master sets. Master sets is my big thing when it comes to collecting. And then out after master sets, I've just started doing big binders of classes that I play in both CC and in other formats. And so I just have my assassin stuff in a whole binder.
Just happen to have it right there.
Yeah, and so like it is like I love having everything in here, and I plan to continue to like bling this out, right? A lot of this stuff is like commons and rares that you can get in rainbow foil for pretty cheap. And so getting them all in rainbow foil, or at least the highest rarity, that's kind of where my collecting goes. And I get to do stuff like that because I don't have to follow this, like, I don't put too much effort into following like a CC meta. And if I do, I just make sure that it's cards that I know I'm going to be playing for a while. Because if I need to buy a card, it's like whatever. Like recently, and God, I hope I find this out. I have 3 copies of Pain in the Backside somewhere in this room right now. Do I know where they are? I couldn't tell you. But back when I had purchased those Pain in the Backsides, they were, I don't know, maybe like $7, $8 a piece. They're
Probably
going for
lots, I know.
They're going for $27 right now, and the rainbow foils are going for $30. And so I'm sitting here like,
they go up to 27?
Yeah,
because last I looked, they were at like 16.
$27, unless something has changed over the past 2 days.
I don't know.
$27. And so I was like, that's insane. Because now I just have like $90 floating around in this room somewhere. And to top it all off, I couldn't find them, and I wanted to put them in my Huntsman deck, and I couldn't do it. So I was like, well, you know what? I can just, if my plan is to bling them out anyway, I know they're non-foils, I could just go purchase the rainbow foils if I need to really get my copies, and then if I find the non-foils, I can sell them for other stuff. But I adore collecting. It's something that is really like big for card games for me, is doing a lot of collections. I have so many binders just even like right here next to me.
Yep.
So it is something that I enjoy, and it's something I get to do because a lot of my focus is on stage, where I already have all the commons and rares. I don't need to worry about trying to, unless I'm blinging out my decks, which I don't normally tend to do, unless it's like the deck that I'm playing all the time forever. Like, I just keep everything non-foil. It costs me like $10 if I need to like go order a whole deck or something. But
Yep.
really, it's like nothing for me because I have most of the cards. And I keep like 10 copies of each common and rare in total, just in case I need to
Oh,
put
you
them
keep.
into like different stuff, right? Um,
That's because I keep all of them.
yeah, I don't want to keep all of them. A lot of them tend to go to locals. We have a lot of people who are going, who just end up playing new decks, or they want to try new things, and they're just like, Alex, you're our guy. We know you probably have the
Yep.
cards, and I'm like, of course, let me get them out to you. But even still, it's like it's just insanely valuable to have that ability to play Flesh and Blood at a budget level, or even just at all, right? And still be able to have money to do other things, right? Obviously, if you have bills you need to pay that are like super, super high in priority, being able to still play Flesh and Blood for $20 is
Yep.
huge. But as far as collecting goes, it also allows your budget to go up a lot more, which is
Well,
so
so
cool.
and I was off camera while you were talking because number one, I needed coffee.
Yeah.
Number two, I meant to like flood my desk of like cards to just
Right.
kind of talk about a little bit of this. So like so I'm gonna just show just like a couple things
Sure.
in here. So obviously we've been playing Clash for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Sage is kind of the official version of that, and so I have been collecting rainbow foils and cold foils from every set that I can get my hands on for a long time.
Right.
So like something I went out of my way to collect, and obviously it's not cold foil, but the
Oh, the
rune
rainbow
rainbow
foil rune.
foil.
Yeah.
Yeah, these were. I mean, they're probably more expensive now, but when I was doing, they were like $5 a pop, give or take. So I could really only afford to get a full set. So I have like full set of that. I have rainbow foil of
The iron rod
iron rod
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're not as important anymore, but they're still fun. And so like this stack right here, this is a stack of cards. Most of this is cold foil. This is just
Mm-hmm.
like cold foil commons that I've been just kind of collecting. So
Yeah.
like on the back side of this is like I made sure to grab every single cold foil from here's all like the mystic stuff.
Yep.
This is every common cold foil from that set that I've just been going around collecting. I love heroes, so like here's my Vincent cold foil.
Mm-hmm.
You know me, like I was obsessed with Vincent for a very very long
Yep.
time, and Clash, and just things like Hot Streak, Parry Blade, cold foil.
Yeah.
Um, these I love. One thing that I found is I love cold foils for like weapons and armor, but I actually hate. I prefer actually rainbow foil like in general
Right.
um, over over it because I think rainbow foil looks better on a lot of things than
Mm-hmm.
cold foiling does. Cold foil actually darkens things.
Mm-hmm.
It makes equipment look really cool, but other than that, I actually have been over the years have been shifting towards rainbow foils
Mm-hmm.
in there. So I have like a lot of those. So one thing that I wanted to kind of hit on too is we have so I have like um, hmm, oh, that's right. My Nebula Blade is in a deck. Like these are cold foil
Yeah.
promos that I picked up from someone who just was selling them for like dirt cheap.
Yep.
Um, so it was all the ones from Arcane Rising,
Right.
all four weapons in there, those promos. So I just wanted to kind of showcase, like, hey, like there are actually cheap ways. You don't have to go out and get those like full art things. Just kind of get what makes you happy. What makes me happy is commons and rare equipment in cold foil and rainbow foil.
Yeah.
In fact, I actually was very upset about um, high seas because all of the cold foil equipment was in the treasure pack
Yeah.
and And so I grabbed this to just kind of show it. I love cold foils in general. So like this hold firm, this is a hold firm cold foil.
Yep.
This was somebody won this from a pack that was at our ProQuest, and they're like, "Oh, I don't care about it." I was like, "Cool. Do you mind if I grab it?" And
Right.
they're like,
I will
"Sure."
take it.
Like, people love kind of discarding cold foil commons, and I think that they're see this is what I was talking about. Like you can see that like shine
Uh-huh.
with the armor. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, you know. Whereas if that was a robe, the cold foiling wouldn't look very good. So like for instance, Dust Till Dawn, they have common equipment in there. They have
Yep.
light and shadow equipment. They were in cold foil only. I have a couple pieces. I hate them, so I stopped
You
collecting them.
hate them? Oh
I
my
want them in
God.
rainbow foil.
The
I want them
Radiant.
in rainbow foil.
Dude, are you telling me the Radiant set doesn't look like the coolest
It
thing?
looks gross
Get
in cold
out of
foil.
here. You
It
are
looks disgusting.
insane. That is one of my favorite common cold foil sets of equipment is
I
the
have
Radiant
one.
set. It's
I have a
so
couple of those pieces,
beautiful.
and I think that they're so gross. I'm seeing in my pack right here.
Oh
I
my
think they're so
God.
stupid in cold foil.
I'll take them.
Like
Send them my way. You can give them to me. I will take them. I will take them
I
from
have a
you.
couple of pieces, and I was just like, I'm done. I'm not collecting any more of these. I do
Oh,
not like the robes, which is actually kind of crazy because, like, so is this a cold foil? This rainbow? Yeah, this is like this blood drop. This is a cold foil. The blood
mm-hmm.
drop looks cool because of the like the metal on it and stuff.
Right.
You probably can't see it very well in there. Um, but yeah, so like, yeah, here's my rate. Yeah, so here's a radiant.
But
I do
look
not
at
like
that.
rainbow. I don't like
That's
it. It needs to be rainbow
crazy.
foil. I think it
Oh,
looks so
but that's
gross.
the thing. Do you see, like, the thing about that is that, like, just like
The cloak
how
of darkness looks okay.
if
Like,
you
so here's a cloak.
if you look at like blood drop brocade again, you'll see that like only the metal things on that robe are cold foil. And so it's
Right.
like, okay, obviously
Ah,
that's make the
beautiful.
thing there. But like the actual cloth for the first time
I
is
don't
now
like it.
it's so
I bought it in rainbow foil.
cool. Well, you're never gonna get
See,
it.
and this is
So
I know, and this is kind of I'm so happy that you love it because this is kind of brings around the point of collecting is you collect what you like,
absolutely.
right? And you have opinions on it. Well,
Yes.
everybody kind of has opinions on it. And one of the things that everyone's always like, oh, cold foil is the best. As I've gotten more into the game, I actually don't think cold foil is the best. I've become more and more enamored with the rainbow foil because
Hmm.
it's brighter, it pops. Whereas the cold foil just feels so dark to me. So like for equipment, I think it makes it really, really cool. It makes the steely, like right here, like I have this cold foil Galaxy Black.
Right.
Like I don't know if I can get it
Yep, I see
to
it.
pop
It's
correctly.
popping a little bit there.
But like it looks so cool in cold foil. I think I might have it in rainbow foil. I can't remember. But like when I'm seeing robes and stuff, like I actually think they're gross unless they're specific ways that they do it. And so I've actually come around because I used to not like rainbow foil.
Uh-huh.
I've come around to rainbow foil because there used to be people that were like, I hate cold foil. I only want to collect rainbow foil. I was like, you're crazy. And as I've gotten more into it, like, I get it. I understand
It's
what's going
fine to
on.
do. Don't get me wrong. I mean, one of my favorite cards that is rainbow foil is Mind's Desire. If you don't know what that card
Mhm.
is from Part the Mistfail. It's one of the
Yep.
assassin
I know
cards.
I have.
It's got the paper border to it's like the changing room kind of deal for um the ladies of the night. And it's so cool because the way the foiling works is that if you look at it one way, it's just the the border, it's just the paper cover, like the
Mhm.
to not show anything. But if you shine it the other way, the foiling shows the silhouettes of the ladies behind
Yes.
the thing. And I was just like, that is the coolest thing that I've ever seen in my life. I remember I pulled it for the first time. I was like, are you serious right now? This is the coolest thing. And it is easily one of my favorite rainbow foils. But some of the rainbow foils are bad, just like some of the cold foils you might think are
Yeah.
bad, right? I mean, if you take a look at like, I think there are some in which like I'll look at some rainbow foils from Uprising and I'll be like, where is it rainbow foil? I have to check.
Right.
Same deal with Dust Till Dawn. A lot of the shadow cards, they're rainbow foil.
Yep.
I have to look at them and I have to go, hold on. And I just like turn it a little bit to the left and I'm just like, oh, the eyes are rainbow foil
Yeah.
specifically. That's it. That's the only thing on there that's rainbow foil. Everything else is not. So it's very hard to find. But I mean, at the end of the day, that is kind of the thing, like the overall about collecting is that you can
What
collect
makes you
whatever
happy?
you want, right? Like you collect what makes you happy. There are people out there who are collecting entire sets of Merciless Battle Axe. There are people who are only
Yeah,
collecting Marvel Dragons. There are only people who are collecting cards with goblins in them, right? Like it's there's all sorts of different things that people want to collect. And
yeah.
and again, playing Sage, right? When you have your $20 deck and maybe you want to bling it out, sure, right?
Well, and that's one of the things that they called out, and I think that's partially too. I think why they kind of moved into Sage as well is they're like, oh,
Mm,
all of our worthless things become useful. So
right.
like this is one thing too. When we talk about collecting, right? This is an
Uh-huh.
easier signed cold foil. So here's another way that people collect stuff is having the signature
Yep.
of the artist. So like I have that. This is probably make it into a deck eventually. I don't know. But then also like he sure did these tokens,
Yep.
which I'm sure a lot of people are kind of familiar with.
Yeah.
If you're at Worlds, you'll see it. So, and these are printed ones that he did, but they're printed in foiling, and they're really cool. They're really pretty. The art is super cool. Um, so those are other ways. Obviously, you can collect. I collect also by, um, I'll talk about this ad nauseum, just because I do it is by making 3D cards.
Right.
Most of the time, I don't end up keeping them, but like that's another way to collect stuff
Yeah.
is making your own, making your own stuff. Having fun with that. So like, there's definitely ways to do it. But I did want to just kind of show off a little bit of that of like, hey, like I've been collecting common cold foils and rainbow foils for a long time. It's always been top of my list is to try to get all those from a set because they're cool
Yeah.
and they're usually really cheap. With Sage, they're probably not going to be as cheap anymore. But
Then that is the thing, right? I mean, like, I think that obviously we will see some stuff kind of go up a little bit more. And obviously, this just depends on how much the format actually gets like an insane amount of support in pen. I would imagine a lot of the rainbow foils and cold foils in pen are probably going to be quite
yeah,
expensive depending on how much is opened. But I mean, at least like from the standpoint, I think it's just nice that I'm able to take a binder and go, okay, what other project do I want to start? I have the deck I want to play in Sage. I
hmm
don't need to do anything else in regards to a deck for Sage unless new cards come out. What do I do with the rest of what I have, right? Like
yeah,
if you've paid off all your other bills, you've done all the stuff there, you can
yeah.
take a
Always
look
like
and you can
confident.
start doing this, right? You can start just going about getting all of the uprising cards that you want to get, and you can start collecting all of that. If there's another set you like, if you like, Part the Mistveil, you can play Part the Mistveil, or you can get collect all the Part the Mistveil stuff. If you just want to,
Yep.
even if you just wanted to take the time to get cards for a class that you want to play in Classic Constructed. There are so many cards that are available that you can go, okay, I have one valid deck for a format that is going to be hyper competitive. Now I can worry about Classic Constructed if you really wanted to do that, because you're going to eventually, if you're actually planning on being hyper competitive in the game, eventually you're going to have to play Classic Constructed. And if that
hmm
being the case, it allows you to start easing your way into the Classic Constructed format. Maybe if you buy an Armory deck and then you slowly start upgrading it, you know that if you need to go to a Sage Knight or a Sage Armory, you have your deck already. You don't have to worry about
Yep.
buying anything else. But if you if you need to start collecting for Classic Constructed, if you just want to start collecting some of your favorite cards, if whatever need be, it's just super great to know that you don't have to worry about one portion of the meta so long as you have your deck already. Like it's super cheap to do. And probably more people are going to be doing once Pen comes out and once the chapter decks come out is just
Yep.
buying a chapter deck, right?
Yep.
$20,
100%.
and then you don't need to worry about being like, oh, is it meta relevant? Because like apparently they're going to be. So we'll see. But that's
Well, I
pretty
also
cool.
think too. I like that you talked about Master Set 2, and then I talked about this is because there's different ways that you collect. So like
Yeah.
I like to get common and rare equipment. Maybe and for some people it's just a hey, I just want to collect this one class or
Yep.
whatever, that sort of thing. Like I would say like if you are interested in collecting, in general, and it's more of, once again, it comes down to what makes you happy and you can
Yep.
afford versus, I would love to have all of the full art legendaries,
Mm-hmm.
but I enjoy equipment, and I was like, you know what, common equipment, that's something I can afford.
Yep.
So I enjoy grabbing these and picked up pieces throughout the years. I think
Mm-hmm.
eventually I'd love to have every common and rare equipment in foiling.
Yeah.
The first two sets, I don't think I'm ever going to have those in cold foil, but after that, I've been trying to get cold foils in general.
Yeah.
And, I collected, so for a while their crew, for instance, crew had all of the weapons, so I collected
Uh,
all of the rainbow foil crew weapons. So like I have all of those, all the rainbow foil crew weapons, I have them in here.
I think
Like,
they also
Gothos,
released
all of that.
in the first ad. Did they not also release the cold foil versions of the opposite side of some of those weapons? Right.
That was crew. That was
That
crew.
was crew, right? So,
Yep.
and that was pretty cool. Like that was a cool thing
Yep.
to do and see that those
So crew
options are
is
still
it,
available.
yeah, so crew cold foil once again are super expensive. So like, what can I afford? Oh, I can afford the rainbow foil.
Yeah.
So I have the opposite side of every single weapon from the first two ones because they were in crew.
Right.
So I have Kadachi's both sides and rainbow foil, and
Something
they make me
else.
happy. Yep.
Something else I also suggest doing if you were going to go to Sage Armories is starting to do some gem pack stuff too.
Yes,
Gem
I
pack
haven't
stuff.
started that yet, but yes,
I love gem pack stuff. I love it. I love it. I'm
100%.
still missing a few cards. I still have to like. I'm probably not missing them. I probably just have not put them in this binder yet. But it is like really cool
Yep.
just to be able to get these really. And also, fun fact, great way to bling out your Sage deck for like nothing. Like a lot of these cards are cards that people are just like, oh, I already have, a rainbow foil of that card, or like 3 rainbow foils. I don't need them anymore. Like I literally yesterday, I went in, I paid my entry, and I got 1 gem pack. But I proceeded to walk out of there with 4 other people's gem packs
Yeah,
because they
'cause
didn't want the
full art.
cards. And I'm just like, okay, I will take it, please and thank you.
Yeah,
And so that's what I did.
My in ours, when we play a casual night, if there's some gem packs, right, if they have extras and stuff, we get them, and that's what people do. Is they're
Yeah.
they're like, hey, do you want to use this in a sage? My first question is always, is this a common or a rare? Because I don't want it if it's not. If
Right,
it's not
exactly.
a
Because
common or
and
rare.
some of the
I'm like,
ones
I
in Gem
just
Pack
want the
3,
common rares.
some of the ones in Gem Pack 3 are super rares. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, wait a minute. Is that
There's
legal?
been a
Like,
couple
I don't
times where I'm
know.
like, I don't want this card. Thank you for offering it. You find someone who's gonna use it because I'm not gonna use it. I just literally want what I can put in my sage set. I have a pile of them up, my collection up there, that I will. There's been a couple times where I've thrown them into a couple sage decks, like when I'm
Yeah.
working on. I'm like, oh, I know I have that promo up there, but to your point, yeah, putting it in a binder would obviously help me tons.
It's
To be
what
able
I'm
to do
literally.
that.
It's my the bane of my existence right now. Like I said, I could not find some of my cards earlier, and I'm losing myself for it. And so I'm happy that now I have started the assassin binder. I need to finish the assassin binder. I got another binder for the holidays. So that's probably going to include, I don't know. I think I kind of just want to put illusionist in there.
Yep.
So all my illusionist stuff's going to go in there. That way I know where it all is and what I'm missing, right? Because I'm just going to alphabetize the whole thing and then like make that whole thing. So that way I know, because I cannot tell you how many times I've built Dromai for a bunch of different like formats. It has been built, it has been taken apart, it has been put back into the boxes, and then it has been pulled out again. And I'm just like, I just want one binder that has 3 copies of these, and I just want to build one version of the deck, and I can swap them between those things because I can't be doing all that. So
because it's like so long. Like that's my one. I love like having the decks ready to go in a battle box because I hate building decks.
Yeah.
I hate it. Like I hate going in and finding all the cards.
It takes
and doing
so
it.
long. It takes so long. And it's just
Even
like,
when you have it organized, you're just like, ugh. And then when you don't have it organized, you're just like, oh my god.
that's
How
what
do I get through
I
this?
mean, one of my locals was like, hey, do you happen to have 3 wage gold at red? And I'm like, yeah, I'm certain I do, but like generics are not sorted currently. So like, I don't know how this is gonna be like a 2-month wait before I eventually get to sorting my generics. And I'm just like, okay, like as soon as I get over the mental fortitude of going, okay, I have to look in here and I have to see if I can find them. And it's, that's a different thing on like, obviously it will only take me like maybe 30 minutes unless I find them immediately. Right. And then that'd be sick because I don't have like a warehouse's worth of stuff, but it's enough to where I go, okay, it's not sorted. And we're talking about generics, which is like the biggest section of everything in the stuff. So I have to be very, very specific about it. But
let me ask you this: for generic sorting, what are you gonna do? Have you decided yet? Because
it's just alphabetical.
Because I've been going back and forth on if I want to do alphabetical or if I want to do it by set.
So I do it by alphabetical only because doing it by set, it's the whole reason why I moved to doing them by class and then alphabetical. Because Scar for Scar was printed in WTR, Crew, or not Crew, History Pack 1. It was printed in Uprising, and it was printed in High Seas.
Yep.
If I have all my Scar for Scars in the same spot, I don't have to worry about doing that. But if I separate them by set,
WTR.
Right, exactly, yeah, right. Like, but if I
whatever first set came out first,
if I do them all by set, I have to go, okay, I didn't find any in WTR. Are there some in HP1? Are there none in HP1? Let me go over to Uprising. And I'm just like, I would much rather just go to S, pull out the card, and go, that's a Scar for a Scar. That's what I need. Because like most people do not care if it's a white border card if I give it to them, right? They're just like, whatever, sure, thank you. And I certainly don't care. But class and alphabetical, with all of the common and rare reprints that are happening so frequently, I just need them to be in one spot for me to go, okay, I need to pull these when I need to pull them, right? I know, like, we had earlier, I know what the card's name is. And if I know what the card's name is, I can go into the class because I'll know what the class is. And then I'll just find the card, easy peasy, bang, boom, done. But I wouldn't. I don't think I could ever sort by set again, just with how much easier it's going to be for me pulling cards. Yeah. With that, the only other thing now is like
found it easy. Like I only have 2 classes sorted.
Yeah.
And there's been a couple of times where people have asked me for some stuff and I pulled it. And, I'm doing like the set packs and stuff too. Right. So like I do that. And yeah, it's been so much easier. The set packs, once people start requesting them, by the way, request set packs, people. I think part of it is just like, hey, I still don't have enough sorted. So like if you're going to come in and grab some brute stuff, I don't have any of the dual class brute stuff sorted yet. So it's like, I get it.
When you're asking for like agile windups, you're just like, okay, now it's got to only be brute cards, like only brute.
Because I haven't gotten into that yet. But there has been a couple of people where they're like, hey, when you get to like Warrior, for instance, grab me a pack. I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
Once I get to Warrior and sorted it, like I'll get you some of those set packs in there. So like once I get into more sorted and beyond that, I haven't had time. I have a queue of 5 cards right now that I have to cut up. So
you're a busy. It is one of those things. And John here in the chat, shout out John. John says class and alphabetical is the best way, makes it way faster for pulling when building decks. So I would agree. That is something there. I think it's like, but yeah, it's really just the sorting. I took most of my holiday like time sorting cards. Like I put everything, I pushed everything into the living room and I was just like, we're getting this done today. And and that's I got through everything besides the generics and the talent cards. Those are those are the ones that are there. So we have everything else sorted. God, the worst thing is like I sorted through so much of this, and then I proceeded to like find a stack of like I was at like I don't know mechanologist, and I was just like assassin cards. No, I'm already this far in. Like I can't go back. I've already moved everything over. Like we cannot make this happen. And so now I have to take all the cards that I definitely missed when I initially sorted. I have like a stack of brute cards like this big that I go, okay, well that's like a whole half of one of these columns that I now have to move. I have to move everything over into a different 5,000 count box. It's just like, oh my God, literally the
I've
worst.
been hitting that too, but because I'm doing those set packs,
Yeah.
like the class set packs, I've been like, when I get to that point, because I've had that happen to me a couple different times, just in the couple classes I've been working in, I went, all right, we're gonna skip ahead. Let's make some set packs real fast.
Yeah.
Hey, here's crew. Let me make a few set packs. All right, I cleared up enough so I can slot these in. Cool.
And see, and it might be, to be fair to your question, it might be better that you sort by set because you plan to do them by set pack. I personally would just do a brute bundle of just like 3 copies of every single brute, common, and rare that I have in my stash until I run out of 3 copies of one of those cards. And then I go, okay, the rest is for me. This is for locals and whoever needs it. If I get more in, I can supplement that thing, but or I can, wait till I get more bulk. There are people out here in Colorado with hundreds of thousands of cards that are waiting to get into my hands because I've told them, no, let me finish this first, and then we can get into that. Like I have people who are like, they have entire 2 to 3 cases worth of high seas and hunted that are just like sitting in all their bulk, and they're just like, I'm willing to give it to you. You just need to tell me when. And I'm like, I don't know when that's gonna be. It's gonna be so long. But if I can get these set packs out, it'll be pretty good. So
yeah. You'll be fine. It'll be good. But yeah, back to I know we have basically out of time, but I think collecting's fun, and I think it's just a matter of figuring out what you want to collect, right?
Yep.
You love collecting master sets.
Yep.
That takes so much time and quite frankly a lot of money.
Yes.
If you like to do smaller things, like I enjoy I actually don't like foils in my deck because they, the band, I live in a very humid place.
Right.
But I like foils for my equipment. So I love rainbow foil and cold foil equipment. Like that's what I enjoy is that stuff. So I enjoy having those pieces out, but I don't want them in my deck.
Yeah.
And that's just how I am. I know some more competitive players are kind of like that just because it's the same thing foiling. But I live in a very humid place where they do curl. Like it's inevitable. Doesn't matter if they're sitting in my deck.
I personally find them that if they are sitting in a double sleeve, if I double sleeve my cards, I mean, to be fair, I double sleeve them and then I put them under like one of these 5,000 count boxes, and then I just let it sit there for like a week, and then I'm like, perfect, it's ready to go. Right? Not the end of the world. And like, it's not. To be fair, I live in Colorado where it's not very humid at all, but it can get humid in the house, so sometimes it is like that. But definitely important to, at least if you are collecting, to just collect what you like. Sometimes, even if a card is curled, that's not like lightly played or anything. It's just how cards are. It happens in every TCG. Well,
I've sold cards too that like I get them out. I'm like, oh darn, they're curled. What do I do? And exactly to your point, like I'll just put them in a, one of these. You just put them in here,
and that's not going to bend.
They don't. These don't bend, and it fixes it. So by the time it gets to them, it's fine. So like if you're trying to sell cards and you have that issue, I know for myself, I've found good success in this. If I want to really uncurl a card because it's bothering me for a deck, I throw it into this.
Yep,
it holds it perfect.
Always something.
But yeah, I would just find, what makes you happy. Is it like, hey, I just want to buy, these couple of pieces in there, whether it's your class or a set. Maybe you really like a set, right? Like I really enjoy Arya, for instance. I have all the commons in cold foil.
Yep.
I collected them a long time ago. It was one of my favorite sets. A lot of those are, banned or restricted or whatever, depending on what you're in. So they basically probably never see play, but I enjoy them. They're fun.
Yeah. I mean, take a look at even things like Part the Mistveil right now, right? Part the Mistveil is such a fun thing to collect now, because if you're trying to get any of the Mystic cards in common or rainbow or common or rare that are in rainbow foil, or even like, to be fair, the Marvel Chi are still quite expensive, but like most of the stuff in there is not as expensive as it was, because Classic Constructed is really what like pushes a lot of this like cost change. And so when things are not available in Classic Constructed, we see them go down in price. Now, of course, like we mentioned, Sage might do something different for that, but the odds are probably not that high. It's, we see that with Blade Beckoner equipment right now, but it's not like egregious, right? It's not the end
I
of the
do think
world.
Blade Beckoner is one of the ones I haven't collected yet, unfortunately, because I was expecting it to go down and then Sage got out.
Yeah.
I think we will see Blade Beckoner actually drop once Pen comes out, because there's going to be slots of, like, just my Alexi build. I have Blade Beckoner boots. I'm going to put the Bolton Shot boots in there once they come out, right? Like, immediately I'm replacing them. So I do think we're going to see them kind of drop down a little bit.
Yeah.
And once again, you go into collecting not for trying to turn a profit. You go into it because you enjoy it.
Yeah.
You go into it because you want to be able to pull out that equipment and place it in your board at some point.
I mean,
that's
it's my joy of master sets, is that being able to just kind of like flip through this binder and go, oh, look at all of it, right? This is the set that started it all for me, right? And that's for Uprising, right? But if I wanted to collect any other set, it's like, I want to appreciate the art of the set. I want to appreciate the way these cards are made. Some sets even have, and this is like, if you really wanted to get like hyper collecting, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but like Rosetta, there are some sets or some boxes of Rosetta that have misprinted rainbow foils in them, where they are like a full rainbow foil card. It's not like just the art like it normally would be. It is like the full card is rainbow foil. And this happened in a few Belgium things of Rosetta. I have a few of those rainbow foils, and so I'm like,
I know that there was like a misprint on like the foiling of the color bar was foiled.
That was in Bright Lights.
I have a couple of those
because I do. Because I'm blinging out my Huntsman deck right now. Course of Tendency, which is one of the cards, the Arachne specialization, has a foil strip at the top, and it is gorgeous. Only the rainbow foils have them, right? Obviously, not the non-foils. Gorgeous, literally so beautiful. Every time I see it in my hand, I'm just like, oh, look at it. You're so different than everything else in my deck. And it's signed by Mark Poole.
Pretty sure that's what I have. I think that's what I have. I think I have a couple of them. Of
so
course,
good.
The tendency for Clash because of that.
Yeah,
because I know we're running out of time. We would keep going longer and longer.
I know. I swear we need to figure out some way to make these 2-hour long podcasts. But well, we just like chatting. So what we'll do here, right? Obviously, continue to collect, continue to enjoy Sage. Sage is going to help you build up your collection in other ways. That's kind of the whole concept of what our topic was today, is that collecting is going to be easier when you have a budget format to play. If all you want to do is play the budget format and you want to start I don't really want to say investing in Flesh and Blood, but like investing in Flesh and Blood, quote unquote, quote, big quotes.
Blinging out your deck.
You can do that just by playing a budget format. And that's really, 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 really helpful when it comes to wanting that. And worst case scenario, right? If you end up in a financial crisis, you have a $20 deck. You don't need to sell it. You're not gonna make $20 selling that deck. Yep. You might not even make $10. So, but that's the purpose, right? That's just how it is. But anyway, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you to our channel members for watching us live here. Thank you to all of you for watching the recording of this. Hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. A little bit of Sage talk, a little bit of collection talk, a little bit of, that's how we do. It's what we do here. We're going to talk about that stuff. We love talking about it. So hopefully you had a good time. Make sure to leave a comment down below letting us know, what do you collect? Do you collect anything special, or do you collect for a profit? What do you want? What do you end up collecting for? And feel free to like the video. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you have not already for more of the Common Language podcast. And I will see you all in the next installment of that same podcast, where we're going to yap for quite some time.
Too long, apparently.
All right, everyone. Well, take care and continue to have fun in the Flesh and Blood. And we'll see you all very soon. Bye, everybody.